Yeah.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. We'll be ready soon, not to worry.
Not too long.
Is your prompter up?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking at this camera, right?
Yes. So you do your intro and your extra to camera 2.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. And the guest, you don't need to worry about the camera. You need to look at Mary.
Welcome to another episode of Across the City. I'm your host, MeriemDehbiTalbot. Today, we will focus on the independent music business in Toronto. To start the show, I'm receiving MC. She is a young artist who will release her first EP at the end of the year. Hello, MC. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So you're a musician and a singer. How did you exactly start your musical career?
Well, I've always been a musician. I've been singing since I could make noise, but my music career kind of began after high school when I joined this program, and I've been recording a lot of stuff professionally, and this is the first EP that I'm going to put out that's really definitive of who I am as an artist. So this is really my start as an artist, as a musician in Toronto, so yeah.
You're describing yourself as an independent musician. What is the exact definition?
Well, an independent musician is really just a musician that produces their own music themselves independently, from a major record label. But it's kind of a gray area because major record labels they own indie record labels now, so it's kind of a little bit of a gray area. But indie is really just working hard, and you are your music. You put 100% of yourself into the production of your stuff, and you write it. It is your heart and soul.
Have you tried yourself to find any producer for your music?
I've come across a lot of different producers, but it's hard to find the right person because it's really definitive of who you are. Once they start producing you, and just every influence in the room really affects the overall quality of the music and just everything. So it's really difficult to find that right person, but yeah, it's the best part about producing music too.
And when it comes to selling your music to those producers, who can you trust? How can you know you can trust this producer or the other producer? How can you make that?
Yeah, definitely. I've come across a lot of people who are a little bit, who are greedy in what their cruel intentions or whatnot. But really, I guess, just take your time and always get legal advice before you sign anything that has to do with selling your music or just production or anything in general. I'd say that's a really important aspect about the music industry, because people really are very greedy when it comes to this industry, and they'll even try to steal your music and your artist and your persona as an artist as well. So yeah, definitely just take your time, build your relationships properly, and just find the right people to keep in your group.
Toronto is a big city. A lot of people are coming here to actually perform in the music industry. How is it hard for a young artist like yourself to break into the industry?
I find that even just worldwide, everyone can pretty much make music now. If you have a computer, you pretty much have access to what it takes to make music. May not be industry standard, but it's still you could still make music. So I find that really the music bank online has just exploded. So it's really hard to I'd say the biggest challenge would be to just get noticed and be set apart from the rest of everyone else, right? But it's just, I guess my solution to that would be just know your brand, know what makes you unique in yourself, and then just explore that and exploit it pretty much. And once again, just find the right people to have around you and to help make that dream become a reality.
Awesome. I have a question regarding your own music. So you're going to release your EP next year?
Yeah, early.
The beginning of the year. What are your inspirations?
My inspiration, I'm inspired by anything really, just day-to-day life, but really just personal experiences as well. it's kind of funny because like even things that I've never experienced, I will write about. So you know, it could keep me up in the middle of the night, and I'll just have a hook idea, and I'll just write. But lyrics are definitely not something that I write first. It's definitely just like the melody and the hook that comes to me, and then I fill it in with lyrics. But
so you write lyrics after the music or before?
Usually it's somewhat together, but melody comes a little bit first for me.
First, okay.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about the internet before. How is it really an influence for you? Are you really
Yeah, I mean, I feel
aware
like definitely I'm aware of a lot of different types of music now, and it's like even just like sites like SoundCloud and things like that. It's just so easy to have access to so many different types of sounds and of influences, and like everyone's influenced by everyone else, so it just kind of plays off of each other, and it affects you, but it's not necessarily always in like a way that you can pinpoint it. But I think we're all kind of influenced by everyone else at this point, and it's kind of a blur. I mean, some things may be more evident than others, but yeah, I'm like, it's kind of inevitable though. Like in a world with this kind of technology, it's like it's gonna happen. But
when it comes to sharing your music online, are you worried that it could be lost in the yeah, exactly.
In the sea of music.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it goes back to like the brand, right? Mm-hmm. To like find what makes you unique and who you are, right? Because everyone's unique, but like just really finding what makes you like, what's the reason for me making music? Like what drives me, and what sets me apart, and then just exploiting that is my goal as a musician.
How YouTube is important in your life?
Sorry?
YouTube. How is
YouTube?
it?
Oh my gosh. I started YouTube in like 2009, and it's just been, something that I go back to all the time. It's something that definitely encouraged me as like a producer and as a musician, just to have that kind of feedback, even if it's just like criticism and like constructive criticism, and just so many people that just egg you on and like make you and say, hey, you know what? Just keep making videos because I want to watch it. And it just really motivates you as a musician to know that there are people out there that really want to hear you and are interested in you. So yeah.
So you're producing your first EP now. Can you explain us a little bit what is the EP exactly, and what are the steps until the production of this album? Yeah.
An EP is basically an extended play. It's just like a short version of an album. So we have 4 songs on this EP. It's called The Reverie, and it's going to be coming out next year. Basically, the steps are pretty much the same, just like a shorter album, but production was probably the longest, recording was probably the longest step for this EP, because we've gone through like acoustic guitar and a lot of vocal tracks, but it was a lot of fun, and I think post-production was a lot of fun too, because there's a little bit more electronic influence in it as well. So,
are you going to release it online, iTunes, or
online, and we might do a short run of EPs.
Any concert plan in the city?
In the new year, yeah, there might be some.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us today. After the break, we're going to receive a live performer here at Across the City. The teleprompter